My name's Jennifer, and I want to help you live your best life. Let's say you've made some money and you have enough saved to put aside. Now, what's your next step? Stuff it under the mattress? Maybe, not literally. The equivalent of that could be putting it all in a savings account. I suppose that's what most people do because you want to put it somewhere safe. It might not grow much, but hey, you won't lose it either, right? Wrong. And that is because of a little something called inflation. Inflation is simply when the price of something gets more expensive over time. For example, you could buy a Coke in 1980 for 40 cents. Today, that same bottle costs around $2. Now, apply that to everything you buy or use daily. From food, to clothes, to housing, to transportation. It's all gonna go up. Imagine this. Let's assume a 3% annual inflation. Over 30 years, the buying power of $1 drops down to 40 cents. So basically, you need to make 3% or better just to keep your money from becoming worth less every year. In other words, simply saving literally makes you lose money. And guess what? Some important items go up at a rate higher than that of inflation, such as a home. Okay, you say fine. So maybe keeping all your money in a savings account isn't going to do the trick. So what's another option? Invest? But you don't know anything about investing, and the stock market is scary, and some people have lost everything and it's a gamble. Well, yes, that happens when people don't understand what they're buying, or when they go about it the wrong way, which is not what we're going to do. Okay, you say, this is too complex for me. I think the next best thing is to hand everything over to a financial advisor and just let them take care of it. The negatives with going that route are as follows. First, most established financial houses require a high starting principal, which means they will not take anyone with less than $500,000 or more. Second, if you do go with a money manager, they will charge you a fee, regardless of whether they have made or lost money for you. So let's say these fees come to 3%. Now we have 3% from inflation plus the 3% fees, which equals 6% of your money gone, regardless what happens. So, to put the effects of this into perspective, let's talk about compounding. Albert Einstein is reputed to have said, compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. Why is that? And what exactly is compounding? So let's start there. Simply put, compound interest is interest on interest. Let's walk through an example. Let's say you start with $100 and you earn an interest rate of 2% on it. So that 100 becomes $102. Now, the next time you earn interest, it'll be on the 102. So instead of your account increasing by $2, it now increases by $2.04. And that goes on until that little snowball you started turns into an avalanche. Now these numbers are small and you might say that's not a big difference, but imagine that on a much larger scale. Your investment return and the length of time you're invested determine how fast your money compounds. Let's start talking about the return. The long-term rate of return is mostly determined by the asset class you invest in. So investing in a portfolio of growing businesses, aka stocks, over 20 or more years has historically yielded an annual average return between 7 and 10%. That's before taxes. So to be conservative, I'm going to use a rate of 7% in the upcoming examples. The second important factor that leads to compound growth is time, which is why it is so important to start early and focus on long-term investing. Let's look at an example to put it all into perspective. If John invests $10,000 when he's 30 and lets it compound for 30 years, assuming a 7% return and no additional contributions, he will have $76,000 when he's 60. However, if he starts when he's 50, he'll only have $19,600 when he hits 60. Now, while a compound interest works with one lump sum initially invested, you can build your wealth more effectively if you continue to add to your accounts. Let's see how consistent contributions affect our end number. Starting with $10,000 and then contributing an additional $500 per month gets John to $660,800 by the age of 60. And that is the magic of compounding. Like I said in my earlier video, you need to start early and you can't start small. The best time to invest was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. If you want to see that avalanche coming, you need to get the snowball rolling, or else it's not going to happen. Now, back to the topic of fees and how they really affect you. If you're thinking 2% is a small fee, it's nothing, think again. Fees compound in the same way as returns, but with a negative effect. Let's use the same example to demonstrate. Assuming a 2% management fee, instead of ending up with $660,800, the end balance will be $441,800. Ouch, that's quite a difference. So, what do, you ask? Well, the first thing is minimize your fees. You can use a quick shortcut to get a rough estimate of how much fees will cost you in the long term. If the fee is 1% over 30 years, you lose 30% of the investment. So to understand the long-term cost, multiply whatever fee you have by 30. In our previous example, with the 2% fee, we lost about 60% of our investment over the long term. You need to analyze any fees that come your way. Challenge the value of what you're receiving for what you're paying. Is paying these fees promising an increase in your return? Keep in mind, a higher cost does not mean a higher quality. One of the largest myths the financial industry and money managers promote is that money is complicated. They use fancy words and confusing equations just to throw you off. But trust me, it's not that hard. There are so many strategies out there that you can use that are customizable and can be worked to fit you and your unique needs. There is an infinite number of ways to invest, and you don't need to trade your time to invest your money. Just make sure that you always remember your goal and what you're doing this for. Trust in yourself and in your bright future. I'm sure you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. And just with a little bit of effort on your end, you can go a long way. I'm here to help you get there. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and have a great day.